Greetings, friends. This is part 2 of my guide to getting started with Shopify in a super simple way. And in the first episode, we talked about setting up an account and a free trial and getting some really basic preferences and settings set up. In this episode, part 2, I'll just talk about how products are organized and how to add those and how to organize them. Shopify has really powerful tools for organizing your products, and you can go super simple or you can make it extremely robust and complex and powerful and smart. Either way is fine. Depends what you're selling, what your needs are, where you are with it, how much you want to deal with building infrastructure, etc. So the basic concept of how products work in Shopify is you have your products, which are, however many you want, whatever you want. And that can just be it. You can just have a flat catalog of products and everything's different. And you're like, here's all my stuff. There you go. You can start there. Or you can put them into what Shopify calls collection. So you could have a collection of books, and then the things in the book collection are book 1, book 2, book 3, etc. And you could have a collection of stamps, and the things in that collection are stamps 1, 2, and 3, etc. Shopify also makes great use of tags, and with them you can organize your catalog any way you want, and you can use them in an automatic way or in a manual way. So you can just tag everything that's green as green, and then this green book here in the books collection will have green tag, and then this green stamp over here in the stamps collection will have the green tag. And somebody can search on green and they'll see all the green books and all the green stamps and all the green birds and all the green turtles and whatever your collections are. So tags can sort of overpower collections to find things easily for your customers. So as you see in my little diagram I drew, tags can work irregardless of collection, or you could say, in this collection I subdivide things further by color or size or date and whatever taxonomy you can think of, only use a certain tag in a certain collection. Or they can cross collections. They can be through your whole catalog. And I think if you think about it, that's how lots of sites work, where you can search on, say, trousers, or you can search on green clothes and find the green trousers as well as the green shirts and the green cloaks and whatnot. So that's just a brief overview. Now we'll get to how to actually do this. I'm back in my fake Shopify store that I set up in part 1. And this is the dashboard. And I'm going to go to products to add products. I've added a few sample ones just for kicks. And I'll show you how you do it. It's very straightforward. And this is, I should say, if you're just adding products, like you have a pile of stuff here, you photograph it, and you add it to your Shopify store. Of course, you can also import products from just about any other platform out there, eBay, Etsy, whatever, everything, anything. You can import things. You can do drop shipping, where you set up a catalog of products that you never even see and people ship them for you, and that's imported through a different system. You could do, like, if you're selling t-shirts, you can do that sort of print on demand / drop ship combo, where you show the t-shirt, somebody orders it, and then that order goes off to the printer and they make it and ship it. And there's lots of things that you can do that way. You could do 3D printing things that way. The possibilities are pretty much huge with Shopify. It is really good at integrating with other systems and allowing you to import things and export things and sync things. So there's tons of tools you can add to make things happen. But we're not going to talk about that because this is a super simple guide, and we're just going to add products right into Shopify. So you go to your products page and you click add product, and you get what, if you are an eBay person, you might consider to be a listing form. And it's very straightforward. You type the title, you type your description, it can be however long, and it can be text, you can use HTML, you can use tables, you can use video, you can use pictures, whatever. You can format the text. You probably don't want to use pictures because there's a special way to add the actual listing pictures and they'll show up in the right place. There might be a reason why you want a picture within your description, in which case go ahead. Then you add your pictures here. So we'll just go, and I think I threw some somewhere. Shopify. Okay, so we'll add this book, and I could just choose one picture, or I can click and select them all, which I'm going to do, and it will take a second for them to upload. Meanwhile, I'll show you some other fields. Pricing is pretty obvious. This compare at price is a thing, a sales tactic where you see, you know, the MSRP, as it were, and then it's crossed out. Oh, look, all my pictures are upside down. Cool. Anyway, you can use that if you want. You certainly don't have to. You say whether you need to charge tax. This cost per item field is for your own, your eyes only, and this can help you to see how your profit's going. So if this book cost me $2, I'll put that in there, and then I see I'm making a 90% margin and an $18 profit. That can help me to price things, in fact. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, but I think it will sell better at 18, and then I can see what the differential is and all that. So that can be handy, and you can also see this info elsewhere, and it will help you to analyze things. All right, your inventory will be stocked at, and this will automatically put in your address you put in the setup, but you can choose to say that your inventory is coming from somewhere else. For example, if you have multiple warehouses, or you want to say that's in the shed versus that's in the garage, or you want to say that's coming from this Alibaba dude or that one. So you can use this. I don't personally find the need to use it, but I can see lots of reasons why you might want to. You can also use SKUs if you want. You can also use barcodes. And track quantity is, if you're selling anything that has multiples, you probably want to do that. You can do it even if you're selling one thing, and it will tell you whether it's in stock or not. You can continue to sell one out of stock, like if you take pre-orders or back orders for, you know, mass-produced items. And I'm going to keep track quantity on, and I'm going to say I have one item. It's a physical product. Of course, you can sell all kinds of digital products as well. I'll put in the weight. This is for the information of my shipping. You can put in the customs information if you're offering international shipping. And then this is what in eBay we'd call variations, or in Shopify we'd call options. And basically this is if you have multiple sizes or colors, or, you know, whatever customization, you can set that up in here, and you can in fact use any parameter you like, and you can use any values you like, and you can do as many as you like. So have fun with that if you like. And then finally, there's a preview of how this listing in particular will look on search engines. You may want to tweak this if you're working on your SEO. It automatically pulls the name I've given it and the URL and the description from up here. And I can change that. It won't change these things up here, but it will change what is in the code that is pulled by Google, etc. make it more conducive to SEO. Very specific thingy. And I can also change the end of my URL. So say for whatever reason you need to do that, you can. Like if you're putting it in an ad and you want to say, go to ebayschool.co/thingy to buy this cool thingy, something like that. And when we're done, we hit save. And as you can see, you didn't have to fill in all those fields. That was just showing you all of them. Oh, my pictures aren't upside down. Okay. But if they were, luckily in Shopify, you can do some minor picture editing. So you can click on a picture and you can crop, and you can, maintain these aspect ratios. You can flip, you can rotate, all in that little thing you get to from crop down here. You can annotate your thing. I don't know why you'd want to do this, but if you did, you could draw on your image, but we don't want to do that. And you can also resize with this tool here. And finally, you can download your image, which is kind of silly now since I just uploaded it. But later, when I'm like, damn, I wish I had that picture of that book handy, it's great to be able to go in and download the full size one. Or you can delete it. And you can also add alt text. And this is actually a great thing to do. It will help people who are using screen readers because they're vision impaired. And it will read the product description to them or read the description of this photo that you put in. And then maybe I would say shows wear on spine and corners or whatever. What would be like if I couldn't see this picture, what I'd want to know about it. It's green and brown and leather and blah, blah, blah. This also can help with SEO. You can close the image. You can also drag these around to change the order that they'll show up. And you can delete them en masse from here, or just one at a time from here by hitting delete. So it's pretty handy little interface. It doesn't do everything ever, but it will get you through a lot of situations. So let me come over here now and show you the sidebar and what is important in here. Firstly, you can choose whether your listing is draft or active. Active makes it active in your store. Draft is a draft, obviously, and you can leave drafts around. They won't disappear or morph or anything. They're great. And I should point out that if you have been following along and signed up for the free trial with me, by default, your store is password protected, so no one can actually see it, even if you make your products active. We can turn it on later, but for now, it's a secret. All right, the sales channels and apps is if we've added places that Shopify sends it out to, like if we've connected Facebook Marketplace or eBay or Instagram or whatever, anything, other sales channels that we've connected, which are things that are not Shopify, we can manage if it sends it out to them and what happens and so forth. We can also say schedule availability. We can say, make all of these things active on March 1st, and we're going to advertise that a new collection's going on sale March 1st, and we've got it all set up in the background, and it goes automatically, stuff like that. So that's handy. So coming down here, I'm going to skip a few things that you can look into and use if you want to. Collections we're going to talk about next. And tags I mentioned at the beginning. This is where you can add them. One of the places, say this is in my vintage books or vintage section or whatever. So we can add that tag. We can add multiple tags or just the one or what have you. And nothing else here you need to really fuss with. I'm going to hit save. Okay, it keeps me on the listing page where I could hit duplicate and make another listing similar to this one if I wanted, or I could edit this further or edit other ones, but I'm gonna just hit this to go back to my big catalog of products, and you'll see it's added it in the chart here. And this is where I can do bulk actions on my products. So I could select them all and make them drafts, or archive them, or delete them, or set them as active, or add them to a channel. That's like if I want to sell them on, Facebook or whatever. Remove the channels, add tags, remove tags, add to collections, remove from collections. So this is a really powerful way to manage your stuff in bulk. Over here is ways to sort this information. So once you have a lot of things, this is handy. You can search on these different fields. You can search just your active listings. You can set up more filters. You can sort any of those ascending or descending. You can also use these to sort just your active listings, your draft listings, etc. You can see there's a lot you can do from the screen. It's like your little product dashboard. Furthermore, you can import and export these as CSV files from here, which is beyond the scope of this episode, and you can initiate adding your next product from here. Now let's move on to creating a collection. It's very similar to creating a single product. You just go over here to collections, and you'll see I have a few sample ones I already started. I'm going to do create a collection, and we're going to name this one shrubbery. And you can put a description in here if you'd like. It's going to show up on some design templates in some places, but not others. So you might want to come back and do this if you choose a design template later that takes advantage of this description, or you might want to just put it in now because you're here. You want to add an image for your collection, and generally this will be something, sort of overarching and evocative of said collection. So we have our shrubbery. Oops. And this is where things get really cool. Collection type. Simple way is manual. And what that means is, remember when we added a product and we typed some tags in, and there was a place right under that where we could choose, or above that, where we could choose what collection it goes in. Had we set up shrubbery already, we would have had the choice of putting it in the shrubbery collection. And that's easy, and that's all well and good, and probably how you should get started. Just create a bunch of collections and then stick your products in them as you go, especially if you're still toying with what you're selling and how do you want to organize it. It's great to just do it manually for now. The other way is automated, and this is insanely powerful and will allow you to do extremely complicated, robust filtering and sorting of your products by using tags to create collections. If that sounds a little abstract, it's kind of like once you need it, you'll be like, oh my god, that's how you do it. Remember how we talked about having a collection of trousers and a collection of shirts, but a tag called green that will pull the green trousers and the green shirts? You can automate that and then create a collection called green stuff. And that sounds kind of simple and silly, but it can get extremely powerful once your inventory gets more complicated and you want to allow your users to find things really easily, or to create menus where they can find, you can search by type of object like books or clothes, but you can also search by color, and you don't have to think about that and figure it all out on your own. You just need to set up this automation here. It's very cool. Million ways to use it. So we would say if your search matches, or if the search matches all conditions where the product tag is equal to green, for example, and it would add it to the category shrubbery. And you can also add a second condition where the title has to also have green in it, or it has to have organic in it, or whatever it is. You can use different operators, does not contain, is not equal to, all of that stuff, or is empty. You can also have it filter on any condition. So you can see you could create extremely complex searches here. When I say searches, I mean the back end of Shopify is searching to create your collection by finding these things. So you can search on tags, but you can also search on all kinds of stuff. The weight, where you maybe you're doing some sale where you want to have free shipping on things, but secretly behind the scenes you only want to do it on things that weigh less than 4 ounces, so it can go letter rate or whatever. You can do all kinds of stuff like that here. So that's how you do it. You can edit your collection SEO the same way as product. And that's about it for this feature. We're actually going to do manual for now. And you hit save. I should show you that with either of these, there's one more cool way to do bulk editing. I showed you just tweaking things that pop up, but you could also, if you select all these and say edit products, you'll get this other screen that's like a table. And you can choose which fields are in here. So if you want to change a lot of stuff, like the price of everything all at once, you can do that. Or if you want to change all the SKUs, or say you don't use SKUs, you can unselect that. And say you do want to change all the barcodes or the weight or something, you can add that into your little chart here. And or like we want to edit all the tags. That happens a lot. So we could say, this, well, I only have one tag, but you could edit them all at once. Again, this is a powerful bulk editor, and it's not kludgy. It works pretty well. That's it for products and collections for today. Like I said, that is pretty much the simple version of it, but you can see that you can do some crazy cool stuff nonetheless. Hope that's helpful. I will do more episodes of this little series that tell you more things about Shopify. And until then, please like and subscribe, and you can now buy me a coffee, and you can see my coffee is just a little tiny bit at the bottom and it's all cold. No, I'm just kidding. But you can buy me a coffee if you appreciate this content. Also, thank you and take care.